Good morning, boys and girls, to our third Advent Calendar movement session. We're going to start in the stance with the feet about hip width, parallel feet, do not turn them out, and bending the knees slightly, lifting the head, making the neck long, and dropping the shoulders. Pulling the chin in slightly. It's quite a relaxed position. We're spreading the gravity out across the soles of our feet, trying to distribute the weight evenly to the front and the back and left and right. And it's kind of a grounding, bringing the weight down on the ground, but at the same time being upright and relaxed shoulders. Feeling the feet. You can slightly extend and slightly bend your knees. And from this position, bring the feet closer a little bit, and we're going to make circles on our feet. We're tilting to one side and then onto the balls of your feet and to the other side, flat feet again, and circling around the foot. You can do this with keeping the head level and only moving in the knees, activating the calves and some slight circulation with that. Trying to move all the joints in the feet. We're also moving the knees. The ankles, and we're changing directions. From one side to the other, on the balls of the feet, heels up and heels back down. Moving the knees and the whole feet. Connecting with the ground as well. Very nice. Now we're moving to the pelvis and moving the pelvis in space. To the side, back, to the side. And the head stays at the same spot, closed kinetic chain. Moving in the hips, still keeping that grounded sense on the soles of the feet. And moving the pelvis in space. And as you probably already feel, you're moving your lower back as well. To lower back. Trying to make big circles without moving the head in space. Starting to move the spine as well. And keeping the grounding in the feet. Change directions. Loosening up the hip joint and the lower back and the ilosacral joint. Still feeling the pressure on the soles of the feet, feeling the gravity and getting loosened up. It's a morning session for me, but obviously you can do it any time of the day. It's nice to have continuous deep breaths, opening the belly for the front, and the exhale in the back, if it suits your speed of movement. Good, we're gonna stand on one leg and raising the other leg, activating the hip muscles and just gently swinging the leg back and forth. We're practicing balance on one leg and loosening the hips, and we're trying not to move from the lower back or from the pelvis, only in the hips. Balancing, relaxed. Only the standing leg is quite active, and still feeling the soles of the feet for some balance and grounding. Very gentle in the hip, very easy movement, and change sides. Imagine the standing leg extending into the ground, again feeling the soles under the foot. The more attention you give them, the more grounded they will be. Gently waking everything up or loosening it from the day, after the day. Very good, we're going back to the first leg and we turn out the right leg in this case, and we're swinging the leg to the side. Again, quite a gentle movement, but with an external rotation in the swinging leg. If you do it more intensely, you'll challenge your balance more. It's also possible to hold on if you're standing next to a wall, if it's too much for the balance right now. Okay, change sides. Turn the left foot out and swing the leg side to side. External rotation in the leg, in the swinging leg. All right. We're standing hip width again, feet parallel, and tilting the pelvis, bending one knee, tilting the other side. Side to side, continuing with the grounding theme. There's a slight stretch in the lower back as well, mobilizing the lower back, and also continuing with the hips, feeling how the feet are connected to the ground. As you can see, one knee is bending on the side where the pelvis is dropping. You can do it very slow as well. Just more precise, you can get more of a stretch, or if you're doing it quicker, it's a bit more relaxing. Okay, we're going from this movement into a pelvic circle. We're tilting to the side and then forward, arching the back, arching on the other side, tilting back, turning to the side, and continuing circling the pelvis around itself. It's not the circle in space that we did earlier, just around itself. Still feeling the weight distributed around the whole soles of your feet, keeping an even distribution of the weight, of gravity, of the pressure. And continuing also to loosening the lower back and changing directions. Also the connection of the upper body to the lower body. Obviously you can do it slowly as well, going through the different positions. Taking deep breaths is always a good idea. Very good. Let's move on to the chest. We're doing chest rotations and keeping the head forward, not moving the head. Starting to open the chest. You can have the hands up here for feedback, or having them down and loose. Try to only move in the chest, not moving in the pelvis, and keeping the head forward. Relaxed shoulders. Moving in the chest. Good. Continuing in the chest, backwards and forwards. We're not moving the lower back right now, only the chest and the neck. It's nice to stretch the neck as well. Stretch the back of the neck, but we're staying upright with the lower back. And moving chest, thoracic spine, and neck, cervical spine. Open the chest up, lift the sternum, and then sink in, making a round back with loose shoulders. Gently opening and stretching as far as it feels good. Very nice. Okay, serving teacups. We start bilateral right away. Imagine you have a bowl of soup or a teacup in your hand and you're rotating them out over your head and trying not to spill anything. Use the movement of the spine as well, and you can increase the size of making the movement bigger. Internal rotation in the shoulder. Use the spine that we started to move with the previous exercise. Moving out over the head, back bend, forward bend, internal rotation, most difficult part. And it's also a little bit of a wave through the spine and changing direction. So we start to downwards, forward bend and up. Opening the chest and the arms. It's like a back bend. We try not to spill the imaginary soup or teacup, but to be honest, it's quite difficult doing it bilaterally. Nice inhale on the back bend, exhale in the forward bend. Okay, we'll do a combination of a few movements right now. If you have a mat, start on the back of the mat, going into back bend and then rolling down from the head to the chest, lower back into a easy gentle forward bend, and here going down into the squat, and from the squat we walk the feet forward into a push-up, from the push-up into a up dog chest stretch, and then from the push-up walking back into the squat, forward bend from the squat, rolling up into the back bend, and then starting from the neck, rolling down, chest, lower back all the way, stretching the back of the legs, and down into the squat, walk forwards, push up, and up dog. You can of course keep the knees on the ground, it's more intense with the knees up, and walk back. Go into the back bend, and roll down again. Oops, forgot the squat, forward bend, roll up into a back bend. Last one. Forward bend, squat, walk forward into the push-up. Very good. We stay down here. Bring your right leg forward, and drop the pelvis and lift the arm. Opening the hips, lowering your pelvis, keep the back leg fairly straight. Open the chest, rotate up, look up. Very nice. Drop your knee and go back on the back leg, stretching the front leg, the back side of the front leg. Okay, let's change sides. Bring the left foot forward, extend the back leg and rotate up, bring the arm up, open the chest, rotate up, look up, bring the pelvis down, deep breaths, nice stretch in the chest and then the hip flexors, and then drop the knee behind you, back leg is upright, extend the front leg and lean over the front leg. Breathing into the stretch of the back of the leg. Okay, and now from here we walk back to standing position. Come here as we started in the stance with the feet parallel, slightly bent knees. Comparing how it feels to the beginning. Slightly bent knees, drop the weight again. Feel the gravity going from the upper body, relaxed shoulders into the pelvis distributing it into the legs and the feet into the ground. Stand like this for a moment. You might even close your eyes. Notice the weight distribution on the feet. Let the breath drop deep in the belly, opening the chest as well, feeling relaxed shoulders, arms hanging down, feeling gravity go down in the feet. You could again extend and bend the knees very gently to push yourself into the floor or away from the floor. And as you feel the weight going down into the ground, you can feel the counter force coming up through the legs and bringing a sense of elevation or uprightness into the spine. You might also notice tiny micro movements. Allow those to happen. Allow some relaxation to move through the body so the standing becomes easier and a sense of length, of grounding at the same time as growing. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes. Okay, thank you.